Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you guys are doing fine. It's your girl Maureen Wanjeri back here with an interesting video. Oh my god, how have you guys been? I hope you guys have been good. And this is the Mag Squad. Karibuni sana. If you haven't joined the gang, I don't know what you're doing. Please go ahead and subscribe. And today we are having amazing guests on this channel. Woo! Do you want to meet them? Let's go straight to them. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Very fine.
How is Corona treating you?
You're managing.
You're managing. How about you?
Well, managing.
Managing?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Gitau Njora. I am a CEO and founder of a company called Cybill software. We deal with ICT security solutions to individuals and also corporations. Thank you.
Oh, how about you?
Hi guys, my name is Maureen. My background is in information technology. I work in a technology company as a project manager.
Oh, nice. So guys, you already know what we're about to talk about. We're about to talk about tech, IT stuff. These are the serious guys. So, maybe to bring out to start up this conversation, most people don't know what some of the risks they put themselves out there. Maybe would you explain to us, when we hear about cybersecurity, what is cybersecurity?
Well, cybersecurity is the way of protecting our digital assets, our networks and our systems from digital threats. So anything networks, anything digitally that can be exploited, how we protect it from digital threats. That's what we call cybersecurity.
Okay, all right. So, and when we talk about things, of course, maybe data and stuff that we need, that you said is cybersecurity, like when you're protecting ourselves from the digital threats, how can we be secure online? How? Because sometimes you find maybe we go we've had, like, you're not supposed to sign into a public Wi-Fi. We don't know why. Like, personally, I don't. So I don't know why. So I go, I sign in, carelessly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's out of ignorance. Maybe you would just break it down to us. How can we be secure online?
Well, when you talk about being secure online, there are different measures that you can put in place to be able to prevent yourself from being hacked. For example, when you look at passwords, if you have very weak passwords, for example, if you're using your email and then your name is your password, it means anybody who wants to access your email and do something malicious or access some data, they can easily do that because they'll just guess the password. So one way of ensuring that you have you secure online is basically ensuring that you have set for yourself strong passwords for all your accounts, from emails to bank accounts to your pins, anything that is at your asset online, should ensure you have strong passwords.
Okay.
And we try to give an
Yeah, maybe also to echo and also add on what she's saying. Maybe the other thing is it's also an understanding of how the human brain works. Someone gets tired of having so many passwords at the same time, and what also maybe you could do to ensure you'll be able to stay up to what Maureen is suggesting is you can also have something we call a password manager. It's an application that you can have in your gadgets.
Okay.
It can store all your passwords. And then you can only have one password to access it. So all your passwords, whether it is accessing the internet banking portals, your social media pages, your emails, everything can be stored in that one platform that called the password manager. And then you could have one password that you would have that is accessing the password manager. Now, like she's saying, you can now have a very strong password on that now password manager, where you could be able now to even rotate it after 3 months. You can change it so that now no one can also access, because if you access now the password manager, it's like you just access the entire thing.
Oh, nice. Anything else maybe that you'd help to add on to how we can be secure online?
Yeah, they are, like she said, it's a broad aspect. There's a lot of things you can do, and one thing you realize is that it's a human or someone being conscious about what you're doing and where you're going, what sites are you accessing, what social media platforms are you in, what content are you consuming, and as you're doing this kind of like you're saying, the passwords is what you should be conscious about. How am I even putting these passwords in these sites and in these portals? Also, your history when you browse, whatever you're browsing, it is advisable you clear your browsing every time you're done browsing from the gadget, the laptop or your mobile, because that is where you leave your digital footprints. And those digital footprints now will guide anyone who has malicious intention to attack you in a way that they understand now. They will predict how you are able now to act, because they know you oftenly visit this type of a site, you oftenly do this, you oftenly buy that, and now they can know, now this person is about to do this, so they can put a trap on that way as you're doing it.
Or they create maybe a virus, knowing that maybe you search something, maybe for instance, maybe I normally search a lot about maybe phones. They could create a virus that is maybe has a phone on it, then because it will prompt me, because that's maybe an interest. Is that what you're telling us?
Maybe to contribute to what you're saying, is that you find that, for instance, the example of a phone, they know you really want a phone. So there's this a cyber attack that is called phishing, whereby somebody will send you an email with a link attached to it, and maybe you'll think that you have won the phone. So you, because you're excited and you don't know, you just go and click on that link, thinking that you won maybe
an iPhone
12. I mean, for free. Like, wow, who won't want that? So you go and just click innocently, and then maybe it downloads a malware in your computer, which will come now and now either collect your data, depending on what the person wants to get. So so mostly it's all about, to add on that point, it's all about doing due diligence. Any site that you're accessing, because at times hackers will tend to even modify like the URL to look like, if you're going to x.com bank, it shows x.x bank. So you're not focused on the .x, you just see x bank and you're like, okay, this is my bank. And the interface will be totally the same, only that you have to really do your due diligence when even it comes to in all the sites, social media, just do your due diligence on whatever you're sharing and accessing.
This is an amazing thing. As you're doing this, you're making people aware that, because like she's saying, these are things people do without knowing. And if you are not responsible, and if you're not conscious of what you're doing, then you'll find yourself in trouble. So it's time now people start knowing that cyber responsibility, it starts with them. It's not with the security softwares, it's not with the security agencies, it starts with you. What you're doing in there, what you're accessing, you should be really sure that whatever you're accessing is something that you double check, that this is actually the bank that I'm going into, or this is the email that I'm responding to, is the email of someone I know. Because like she said, you will get an email telling you, like, if you have received, if they know, someone have known your digital footprint, they know that you're in business, and they can know, okay, we can trick this person by sending her an invoice and tell her your invoice is ready for collection. Send us your bank details. So you will get that email prompting you to put your banking details and your details of your business into someone else's email that is not actually going to that. So before you even do that, cross-check the email that has sent you. If you're not sure about it, call whoever, the person you've ever dealt with, before you even do such a thing.
Oh my God. And you see, some of these things we normally do subconsciously. Because of course, if you're in business and then such an email appears and you're waiting for an invoice, you see, it will really take less of time to just click on it. So it is normally good to counter check. So maybe could you maybe touch a little bit on when we see, like, when we are downloading the apps, you normally see allow to access your photo, allow to access your gallery. How do we go about it? Because some of us don't even read the terms and privacy policies that are put there. We just say allow. allow, you know, just to clear the process of installing an application. What would you talk about that?
Well, that's another place that is so much exploited by the hackers or the malicious. We call them there's the dark and the white. There's the dark hat and the white hat. So there's a hacker who is a dark hat, and there's a hacker who is a white hat.
White is basically ethical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
White one is the one who can hack an organization just to show them there's a vulnerability here, so you can.
So they need to up their systems.
They need to up their systems on that. But a dark one is one who goes out there to exploit and destroy.
Okay.
So most of the people, or rather most of the applications that actually are not really much what would I say? Are not really
the correct ones or the good ones.
Most of the apps that have not been really rechecked or been verified, you find that those people are behind them are there to exploit. And you find there's an app that will ask you, give us permission to access your camera, give us permission to access your gallery, give us permission to access your microphone, give us permission. All these things you give, like give us permission, you do all these because the intention is you want the app to do whatever you want the app to do. So all these things you're not interested.
Yeah,
but
you're just allowing.
So you should also be conscious what you are allowing. Is it necessary? Because it's not. It does not mean that when you don't allow, that application will not work. It is still work. So it's up to you to know, am I really interested in allowing this application to access my location? And this application, I don't use it or most of the time. So you might find yourself leaving your digital trail of where you are, and it's because of an application that leaves that. You see? So those are some of the things that you need to think about before you allow those permissions.
Wow.
Because they can take they can take a mugshot of you. Someone can, when you're using your phone and the camera, the selfie camera can take a photo of you. Someone can develop a fake ID of you. And that
which you're allowed because there's something. I'll just ask you a question since you're also asking us questions.
Yes.
So when it comes to, when you think about oil, like oil in Nigeria, oil in where oil is
being
mined.
What
do you think about it? What do you think about oil when you just hear oil?
Money,
right?
Yes.
So in tech, there's what we say that data is the new oil. Because when you have data, you can be able to do so much with it. So when it comes to as you were saying, when it comes to these applications, you need to be very cautious on what you're allowing. And then again, when you're downloading an application, what is your end goal at the end of the day? What is this application meant to do? Is it even necessary, even at times, to have some of these apps? If it's not been verified, how can you do your due diligence and ensure by the time you're installing this app and you're allowing them to access for this, mostly contacts, photos, messages, and what have you? What is the repercussion of it? Have you gone and read on the terms TNC that are given? Because they normally given TNC and people are supposed to like check, and then guys just go check without even reading whatever is behind. Then if anything happens, you can't blame anyone, because at the end of the day it's you who dug your own grave actually. So it's a matter of being self-conscious and ensuring that you make sure you check whatever you agree to.
Okay. Maybe we could talk a little bit on privacy and consent of sharing maybe photos and data and sharing information, especially online. How do we go about that? Because I feel like some people don't understand the weight that holds on some of the things that we put online. Maybe on my WhatsApp, maybe on my Facebook, maybe on my Instagram. Maybe could we talk about it a little bit in terms of privacy and stuff?
Well, I think when it comes to social media, everything boils down to you. And again, also what goal are you trying to make? Because again, you can't tell people not to post, because the people who are making a living out of social media And again, there are people who they're just having fun posting on social media. But how much are you exposing?
Okay.
For example, if I'm at maybe I'm at Two Rivers or I'm in Dubai, and I post my location and that's the time I'm there, and then supposedly there's somebody malicious who either needed to find me and kill me, or they wanted to take anything from my house. Already they have, as I said,
Or
data is oil.
Yes.
You've given them all the information to know they are at liberty to come and get whatever they want. If it's you, they'll find you there. If it's the house, they'll find it empty and they'll know, now I can go and get what I want. So when it comes to social media, it's all about, because there are different people, they're influencers, the influencers who maybe posting such details for marketing purposes and what have you. It's still okay, but be cautious on what you're sharing and how much you're sharing, because again, it will come to attack you. And when it comes to the type of content you find, let me refer it, for instance, when it comes to jobs, you can post something that may not be very okay for a future employer. When they come and review your account, whatever you're posting, is this something that they'll come in like? So some of these questions before we post, we should think about them and ask ourselves, if I saw this baby 3 to 5, 10 years from now,
will I still be okay with it?
Exactly.
Wow, and I think most people don't know that, and especially I love the part that you've talked about future employers. I have done human resource manager, and that's a background check that we normally do on every employer, every employee, and most employees don't know that. So if you come to apply for a job and the kind of things that you post online are not going hand in hand with the values of our company, of course I will not employ you regardless of how good you have done the interview. Would you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, on that there's also the aspect of social responsibility, and here you also need to understand whatever you're posting out there, you got also to understand there's someone else it is affecting. You understand? We are in an era where before news reaches the mainstream media, you already have the same thing, raw content on your WhatsApp group. You understand? So you find someone talking about an accident, or talking or sharing those very disturbing images on WhatsApp group or on the social media platforms without thinking, who else am I affecting? That's why by starting this session, we said it's a social responsibility. It's your responsibility. How conscious are you in whatever you're doing? Because you could be thinking you're just making yourself famous, but you're also hurting other people along the way. And as you do, they might seek for revenge, you know? And that's why you find someone is being attacked because he is doing things that is not in line with so many other people, and he have hurt so many other people without them knowing.
Wow. Okay, I think we have exhausted on that. Maybe now we could talk about passwords. I know we touched a little bit on password when we talked about how to be secure online. I want us maybe to expand more on password and the two-step verification. I actually saw that recently on my email, and it was telling me, it was prompting me that I have a weak password and I need to do a two-step verification. I did not understand it until when I clicked on it, and then I was like, my phone, this is my phone, but there's another gadget that is signed in to my emails, and I couldn't understand. So I panicked at first because I could see that phone is getting all the information that I'm feeding. If I'm trying to change the password, it is also going to that phone that I didn't know who it belongs to. So I first stopped and put it on hold, and I said maybe I'll consult someone to tell me more about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, what your email provider was doing a very good thing to you.
Okay.
They were protecting your data.
Alright.
They were actually protecting your privacy, because if it means another gadget is signed in with your email, it means whoever is in accessing is with that gadget can be able to read your emails. So meaning that someone would see a conversation about a very personal conversation, can also see a business conversation, and they can be able to intercept it and mess it up. You understand? So two-factor authentication, or in general terms we call it multi-factor authentication, or in initials it's MFA. So MFA, it's a way of ensuring that this is actually you. It's like double checking this is actually the user that who is using this service. So what happens is that when you sign in into, say, your email, your social media account, there are so many companies that are providing, that handle users' data are now effecting the two-factor authentication for this. And what they are doing is they are ensuring that once you log in and you sign in, you are sent a token. A token comes in form of an SMS. So this SMS comes into your specific number that you gave them. So this number, it's a token. Could be a code, could be a code in numbers, could be a code numbers and letters that now you are supposed to input into a location or a tab where you have been specified to put after you put your password. So that when you put your password, as strong as it is, we also have to confirm, is it really you or is it not? Because someone else, if someone else maybe lands on your so complicated password, he could also access it. But to ensure that it's not, when you put the password, you will now have, you will receive a code. Now, and that code from your SMS comes, it changes every time you log in. It is not the same code. So you will never have the same code every time you log in. So that is why it's called, it is a better way, because you'll always have a different kind of an input when you are logging in. And that is an aspect that makes it much secure, just than the normal password alone.
Okay, anything to add on that?
I think it's said the better part of it, but maybe for some sites that you visit and maybe you'd want to generate a code, there's other softwares online that can help you generate codes. I'll just give an example of one, which is called Google Authenticator. It's able to generate a code for you that you can use in some sites that allow you to set up the two-step.
That's nice.
So meaning that if you don't have, if your site or whatever you're accessing does not have a two-factor authentication, you could use the Google Authenticator to be able now to put the two-factor authentication.
Okay, nice. So how, maybe now the fact that maybe, and I think maybe we have touched it, but maybe we could put a little bit more emphasis on it. How do I protect myself and my account from being hacked? Because that's a worry for most people, and especially us who are on YouTube. Most of the time, maybe you reach a certain threshold of subscribers, then you're hit by hackers, and some of them are not even from here in this country. So, what is the most important thing to do to protect myself, to protect my Instagram, to protect my YouTube? Because you normally see if they attack your YouTube, they attack your Instagram and your Facebook. They hack the three all together. So maybe how could you advise us how to protect myself from being hacked?
One of the things that I can recommend is when basically you're setting up your account in whatever platform, ensure that you check the settings on the application so well, and you check the levels of security that are provided, because at times most of these things are just done by default, on default settings. So if there's a way or a platform they provided for you to be able to increase additional security features, that's one of the ways you can do. Again, we've talked about passwords. Again, that is core of most things. Because if you use easy passwords, then it's easy to hack. Also, again, are you writing on your passwords like you're in an office and then you have a notebook writing all your passwords? Anybody can just come, open, access that account that you want, and even share all this information. Basically, it again boils down to an individual. How much are you exposing to the world or the environment around you, so that they can be able to extract and use it in those platforms? Because you see, Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and all these other apps, most of them have invested lots of money to ensuring that they've provided secure platforms. But again, it boils down to the individual. Yes.
All right. Anything to add on that?
Yeah, I can add on that by saying that you being the individual and what you're doing, you should also know, especially my personal accounts, I should only access them on my personal gadgets. You know, you cannot go logging in into your Google account or your Facebook account into a foreign device that you don't know who's the owner, or you even don't know, you don't access it more frequently. You know, someone else could be left with the credentials, and they could continue, or rather the account would be left logged in, and that person can use that to exploit you wherever they are. So always specify your personal devices to access your personal accounts. You don't have to, we are now out of the era where we used to go to the cyber
cafe.
And I know as much as they are there, we don't use them as much in accessing or surfing, because we now have very strong personal computers inside our pockets. So when you're accessing any account on your phone, it is your personal account. Do not use it accessing it from a friend's phone or any other person's phone, or even any other person's laptop.
Nice. And because this conversation we cannot finish it here. This topic is so broad. So maybe what I'd want my viewers to understand, this is just a part 1. We are continuing with this conversation at Saisa Munga's channel. There's going to be a part 2. Please run there. There's so much information these guys are ready to give us, and this conversation cannot end in one video. So please, what I've learned today is that whatever you put online is your it is your sole responsibility to be conscious about what you post online, to be conscious about what you put there. Is it something that is going to affect you 3-10 years to come? Is it something that you're going to look and be proud of? So these are some of the things I have learned, and there's a lot more to learn. Please run to Saisa Munga's channel for part 2. Until next time, bye.
See you guys.
Bye.